Hey folks, Sylvia's here. Alright. I am on Dowdow, and I decided to, for various reasons, make a video kind of showcasing the larva caves, because I do not believe I did that. So, this one is right here. That's right there on the western exit of Anchorman. It's really close. This one's also notable because it's the one that contains Fleshcrawler, who I will be killing in this video because I apparently have him all ready to roll. So that'll be cool. But anyway, here we are. I'm going to go through each level. Top level only has larva. I don't know. Larva used to be really popular for knights, and I suppose bots. I don't think it's as popular anymore. There's just so many better things to hunt. Like, I don't know. So yeah, this is just a series of, like, winding caves. It's probably a semi-dangerous spot to get, like, potentially PK'd. And because, presumably, there's probably a ton of bots here, you're probably going to be in somebody's way or irritating somebody. So, I mean, that's actually a, like, legitimate concern, now that I think about it. Hopefully I don't get PK'd. From, the one time where that dude PK'd me when I was doing the, Bright Sword quest video, which I never finished, by the way. We know from experience that I do not have good PvP skills. Somebody attacks me, I will die. Even if they're, I don't know, I mean, that guy was like a solid 20 levels lower than me. And I was like level 60 in that video. Although, to be fair, he did ambush me, and also to be fair, he did have support. And also, to be fair, he went there specifically to kill me, so. But, yeah, my PvP skills are still, like, non-existent. Anyway, while I'm still kind of going through all the little hallways in this room, I have a personal favor to ask my viewers. I know a lot of you play Tibia, and I presume a decent amount of you have premium. Anybody who has premium and, you know, continues to keep premium, if you're willing, could you make a character on Olympa and then join a guild that I'm going to make so that way I can get myself a guild hall? Because I'm all, like, antisocial and I have no friends. I know, it's sad. I'm all antisocial, though, and I have no friends. But I really want a guild hall. And, I'll do the same thing I do with Dowdow's house, where I'll leave the guild hall open to, like, the public. Let anybody walk into it. I'll probably get one in Face is my plan. But anyway, if anybody wants to make a character on Olympa and actually play on Olympa, that would also be cool. But even if you don't, I think you just need to be level 8. And getting off of Dawnport takes, like, a solid 30 minutes, if that. So, I mean, if anybody's willing, please do. Make a character, get yourself off Dawnport, become a vice leader in my guild. That way I can have, because I think I need 4 vices. A leader plus 4 vices is what's required. So, get on and do that, and then you can, I don't know. If you're willing to play on Olympa, you have access to a guild hall. If you're not willing to play on Olympa, well, you can still help me out with that. Hold on a second, now my phone's ringing. One sec. Alright, I'm back. Anyway, don't know where exactly I left off and begging for help. But yeah, it would be really cool, because I've actually, like, wanted to get my own guild hall for a while now. There's not a lot of, like, at least on Olympa, I didn't really check a mirror all that much. But on Olympa, all the, like, cool houses that are kind of big are already taken and sell for, like, stupidly massive amounts of money. But there's plenty of guild halls open, so I was considering getting a guild hall. I had considered this in the past. Me and my friend were going to do it, but that only left, we still needed 3 additional spots, and he's as antisocial and friendless as I am, so. So, like I said, anybody who wants to do me a solid, start a character on Olympa if you don't already have a character on Olympa, and become a vice leader in the guild that I'm going to make. And also, you could consider just playing on Olympa. I'll hook you up with some starter equipment if you need. Okay, so, now that I'm done begging, I'll get back to killing these larvae. So anyway, you can kind of see this top level here has got nothing besides larvae. Largely pointless. Yeah, like I said, these used to be like a popular spot for knights to kind of just hunt mindlessly. But there's just so many better things to hunt. and better places to hunt. I mean, like, look at this. Every single tile of dirt here is make you walk slow dirt. It's an annoying spot. There we go. Yeah, it's just like an annoying spot. And they're not a task. Don't hunt stupid things that don't give really good EXP and that also don't give really good money unless they're a task. And these are not a task. If you're a knight, you can do better than this. Go to mutated humans in Yalahar. Alchemist Quarter. Mutated humans. Solid choice right there. I also think Yalahar, the elves, are pretty good for knights too, actually, I think. Or go task! Crocodiles! Tarantulas! Mammoths! And badgers. Do mammoths and badgers at the same time, because they're all in the same exact spot. Carnophilia. Carnophila. I don't even know how that's pronounced. Do those. Well, stone golems and gargoyles are kind of crappy because of their high physical resistance, but you can still do that one. There's plenty of good things you should be tasking. So task. Task always. Always task. I say that while I'm not tasking right now, just for the record. Okay, to be fair, in my defense, all of the monsters in Dao Dao's range for tasking sort of suck for tasking. On a knight, at least. At least the ones that give bosses. Like, Ancient Scarabs are cool and all, but they deal just so much damage through poison. Like, they deal so much unblockable damage that the knight's, like, high defense is just irrelevant. And then the knight's requirement of standing there taking the damage while inflicting damage themselves means that you're just constantly getting hammered by Ancient Scarabs. Bone Beasts just deal enormous amounts of damage, and, like, just cut right through a knight in, like, a knight's shielding skill and everything. Bone Beasts just do tons of damage, and then don't really drop anything worthwhile. Crystal Spiders and Ice Golems, or yeah, it's Ice Golems. Crystal Spiders, Ice Golems. So I get them, sometimes I think they're Ice Spiders and Crystal Golems, but it's Crystal Spiders, Ice Golems. They're cool, but they're highly resistant to physical, which makes not a great matchup for knights, and both of them also hit really hard. The golems in particular hit really hard. Alright, and we're now on level 2, which has somebody on it, which I'm going to just ignore the existence of. I have to be a little careful doing that, though, because, like, this is a PvP world. And just, like, encroaching on their territory can provoke a violent response, but whatever. This level starts showing up with Scarabs, which is cool, I suppose. They're a little bit more useful to kill. They give some decent EXP. And Scorpions. They can give, I think, like, up to 50 gold. They usually don't give that much, but they can give up to 50 gold, so they're pretty decent on the gold front. I enjoy hunting anything that drops meat. Is always nice. Not needing to carry your own food into the place is good. Although, on that note, Scarabs aren't super reliable on their meat droppage. I definitely did not use that Exorimin well. They do drop the Scarab pieces, or the shells. I forget how much they're worth. Probably not a lot would be my guess. Maybe 50 to 60. Let's check. Let's check. Put my attack on. Scarab. Scarab. Alright, let's see here. They also drop coins, small amethysts, and small emeralds. Although not very often. Alright, so the piece of whatever shell sells for 45 gold in Liberty Bay. That NPC in Liberty Bay, like Malunga, I think her name is, Malunga, something like that. I support that dude, actually. She buys, like, everything. She's, I think, the NPC that buys the most creature products. Trading Hunting Horn plus cash for Tin Key. I want to see what this person just said. So let me go to Google Translate. Alright, let me just map click. Hopefully I don't come back dead. Google Translate. That was Spanish, apparently. Okay, Google's Translate, not super great, but Approaching the danger comes already, and to mourn is not the time now. I feel up more and more adrenaline. The heroes of the story will be, is what Google Translate just decided that was. Let's see, maybe Google just automatically assumed it was Spanish and it's actually Portuguese, which I feel like is a very real chance. No. I meant to click on Portuguese and I accidentally clicked on Punjabi, which I don't even know what Punjabi is. Let's see. Nah, I'm still pretty confident in Spanish. Anyway, so I have no idea what that guy was actually talking about, but then this dude just in all caps said English chat, which I think is kind of funny. To be fair, it is the English chat. And I am in the English chat because I can't speak other languages, and that's why I'm not in the world chat. Props for people that can speak more than one language. I can't. I talked about this in my my most recent Leaf video, in case anybody actually cares, but I have failed at learning multiple languages. Failed horrifically, by the way. Crashed and burned. But yeah. It's actually, this might be like kind of an American thing, because like, there's not a lot of people in America that speak other languages. Spanish is probably like the most common one, like with people from Mexico. And like people from Mexico is already kind of like a contentious issue in America sometimes. So it's rare that you run into a person that actually speaks another language in America. So it's always like sort of irritated me a little bit when people are like in front of me speaking another language. I don't know. I mean, there's a bunch of different situations. For example, when I was going to like a community college, there was a whole bunch of people who would like meet up in front of like the class buildings, and I believe they spoke whatever language like Indians speak. I guess it's Indian. Now, well, let's Google. What language do Indians speak? Jesus. Hindi. Okay. That's what I thought, actually. I thought it was Hindi. So I guess it was Hindi. And, like, you know, okay, I get that that's their, like, native language, whatever. I'm not going to complain about the fact that they're, like, speaking their own language, but when I understand that people are nearby me and can, like, overhear what I'm saying, I kind of, like, control the volume of my voice to a certain extent. Just because, you know, like, I'm talking about, like, private things. Even if it's not something, like, embarrassing and not something that I don't want people to hear, it's still, like, you know, I don't want people to just overhear whatever it is I'm talking about. Like, you know, if I'm talking about the plans for my next play video, I don't really need people to overhear that. If I'm talking about, like, the terrible rash or something that, you know, I don't have, I don't really want people to hear about that either. It's just the way it is. But, oh my god. Like, I guess because they were, like, assured that nobody could understand what they were saying, they had no reason to be quiet, and then they were just mind-bogglingly loud. Like, borderline screaming loud. And it was just, like, and I get that they're having, like, fun, you know, like, joking with their friends and stuff like that, but oh my god. Like, I'm sitting there trying to, like, look over my books and stuff like that, prepare for a test or something, and I've just got, like, a group of, like, 20 people 5 feet away from me, like, almost shrieking at the top of their lungs. And on top of that, in a language I don't understand, so that I'm, like, irritated because I can't even tell what's being said. You know? Like, for all I know, they're like, okay, so we're gonna kill everybody in this school. Or, for all I know, they're like, oh man, that guy over there reading his textbook, that dude's an idiot. I bet he calls himself Sylvius and plays online games all the time. What a loser. Irritates me. And then when I worked at a grocery store, there was a bunch of people that would come in and, like, speak Spanish, which is cool. But, like, when you're in my line and I'm waiting on you, it's sort of rude, whatever language you're speaking, to just ignore my existence and, like, hold a conversation with, like, the person that's with you. Because then I have to, like, wait for your conversation to end so that I can prompt you for money and things like that. Like, it's rude. Pay attention to me so that I can get you out of my line and go on to the next customer. Don't hold me up. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. This cave is actually significantly larger than I thought it was, by the way. All these monsters, by the way, are, like, very simplistic to fight. Like, there's no trick to anything here. Hit all of them. The Scarabs are, I guess, interesting in that they summon the poison fields. Which I think they're the only monster that does that. I mean, I know a couple of monsters, like, throw fields. Fire Elementals do, I'm pretty sure. Mino Mages throw energy fields. Giant Spiders throw poison fields. Dragon Lords firebomb. And I know there's other things that firebomb. But I think these are the only monsters that, like, poop out poison fields. Because that's, like, essentially what they're doing. They're, like, running towards you while crapping out poison fields. I'm pretty sure that when, like, Anchorman was first released, it was set so that the creature summon spell could summon them. And they had to stop that because people would, summon, like, a whole bunch of them and then just run up and down Face and just cover Face in poison fields. It's one of the sad but interesting aspects of, like, online communities. You give, like, your online community the tools to do things, and then within, like, minutes, your entire community will be like, okay, I figured out how to abuse this to the, like, annoyance of everybody else. They're not even gaining an advantage of themselves. They're just figuring out how to bother everybody else. That's the first thing that everybody focuses on. If that power of being like, alright, how can I be the biggest jerk possible could be channeled into something positive, we'd probably have cured cancer by now. Wars would be done. Humanity would, like, ascended to a greater state of being. Instead, we troll each other. Bam. There's actually, this is like a comedy website I go to. It's called Cracked. And they had an article that was like the biggest jerk moves in, like, online gaming history or something like that. It was a very good read. Actually, I haven't been to Cracked in a while, come to think of it. I used to go, like, daily, and I don't anymore. I feel like, you can only put out, like, a witty, funny article, like, twice a day for so many years before you start just running out of topics. And sooner or later, you're kind of, like, stretching for things where you're like, because most of their articles are, like, in list formats where it's, like, the 7 biggest losers on the internet, the 7 biggest jerk moves in online gaming, the 6 worst, I don't know, whatever, worst people who faked cancer. That was probably actually one of their articles, just for the record. Whoops. What am I doing? That's what I meant to do. I was pushing shift, not control. Yeah, I think they're just, like, after a certain amount of time, you kind of just, like, yep. We're making a stretch now. Now it's, like, the 8 most funny-looking wallpapers that I found in the local hardware store. Or something like that. So yeah, I've been, like, a little tired there of them lately, so I don't go as much anymore. On the topic, though, of, like, running out of content, I was thinking to myself, there is actually kind of, like, a finite amount of Tibia videos I can do. Like, I can only do each quest. I only do videos showcasing hunting spots, like what I'm doing right now. So, like, eventually, I'll have done a video for every hunting spot. And I do some of them, like, a second time on a different vocation. Like, yeah, I recently did a Hydra hunt with Dal, for instance. So, I mean, even at that case, though, if I go back to all of the different spots and hunt there on both my characters, that does double the maximum amount of videos. But there is actually a limited amount of videos. Eventually, I'll get to the point and I'll be like, I've made a Let's Play for everything in Tibia. That was a beautiful Exori Min right there. But yeah, I'll be like, I did Let's Plays in all of the larva places, like every hunting spot I'll have done a video for. Every quest that I'm capable of doing, I'll have done a video for. And then what will I do? Well, That day is far into the future. Oh my god, by the way, this place is just so incredibly huge. I'm kind of getting to the point where I just want to go to the next floor. In fact, I might just actually... Once I finish this wing, I am going to just head back and go to the next floor. Look, people, this floor is all a whole bunch of scarabs and a whole bunch of larvae. Every hallway. Larva, scarabs. Larva, scarabs. More larvae, more scarabs. That's all that's in here. It does bother me to have unexplored area on my map, but I'm just going to have to deal with it. Because if I have to go through this for every section, and I'm pretty confident that the next floor down is also just scarabs and larvae. If I have to go through this, I'm going to be here for like a day. This video is going to be... And I'm walking to a dead end. Whoops. This video is going to be going way too long. Way too long. By the way, I was going to drink potions and cast haste, but Dao Dao doesn't have haste. I never bought it for her. Which, to be fair, I'd probably never use it in the first place. It's okay to use it on Sylvius, because Sylvius regens mana fast enough that, like, he'll recoup most of the mana lost from the haste by around the time the haste is over. I mean, I can't keep, like, haste on active, like, 100% of the time, but whenever I'm doing, like, a lot of walking, I'll be able to. But Dao Dao regenerates mana so incredibly slowly, it's just not happening. Yeah, look at this. I still have, like, all of this over here. I'm just going down. We're done here. I'll die of old age before I finish this. Get back here. Trying to hit enemies that are running from me with that spell is kind of hard. Yeah, again, like look at the map here. I'm just gonna go down to the next floor. Look, this floor has larvas and scarabs. Larvas and scarabs. There are no ancients on this floor, just for the record. Ancients are only on the absolute bottom floor. So we're just gonna head down to the next floor. By the way, I'm trying to say this in the middle of my videos a little bit more now, but you should totally like, favorite, comment, and subscribe to my videos. 1 second, people. Okay, I'm back. Anyway, yeah, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Check me out on Twitter so that you can... I think the basic functionality of Twitter, just for the record, is I, like, post all of my releases on there. You could also just subscribe to me, though, and get the same effect, I think. So yeah, you can do that. I have Facebook, which I don't really use much anymore now that I think about it. So whatever, you can check me out there. And also, so I have like a Patreon account, and I post all of my videos up on that. I'm not sure if Patreon has an option for you to like follow me or something like that. To be honest, I don't really know a lot about how Patreon works. But I do write like additional commentary on all the videos, kind of like as an after the effect thing. Sometimes I'll comment just like on what happened in the video and things like that. Other times I'll comment on like something that, you know, I thought of afterwards, or something about the place I was in that I didn't specifically say while I was here. Because like while I'm playing through this, I'm experiencing it in like real time. I know some people, I think, like they record their screen and then they put audio afterwards so they can make sure they're not like saying stupid things or being like or something along those lines. I don't do that. I record like as we're going, which is why I sometimes talk like I'm an idiot. Anyway, so like everything here is kind of like happening as is, and I don't really have a time to like stop and think about what had happened. So when I do post the commentary up on Patreon, for most of my videos, it gives me an opportunity to kind of like reflect on what I did in the video or things like that. Okay, the dude's here on August 17th. This is why nobody follows these notes. Just for the record, alright? Ugh. I totally forget how to, like, fight Ancient Scarabs. It's been, like... It's been an incredibly short amount of time, and I already have no idea what I'm doing here. Just die. Thank you. Anyway. Yeah, the reason why nobody ever follows those, like, I left my note here things is because nobody gets rid of them afterwards. God, I'm pushing all of the wrong buttons. I just wanted to cast Utura, and I hit everything wrong. That was kind of awesome, to be fair. But yeah, that was pretty stupid. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Ah, yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Got them all there. And people are, like, screaming outside of my window because that's how my family operates, which is awesome. Dude, I count the days until I can not live here anymore, just for the record. It's like, my family's horrible. You know what? I did say I was going to run through the full circuit of this place. So let me do that real quick. Before, I was heading straight over to where Fleshcrawler is, but... Oh, hey, I'm paralyzed. What else is new? Oh my god. I'm just going to stop trying to cast my spells. I just can't do it. It's over. No reason to continue this. Ugh. This is like... I'm doing so bad right now. I don't know what to say. I'm just, like, I'm embarrassingly bad right now. Ugh. Am I, like, lagging right now, too? That's even better. There we go. Oh, my god. There we go. This is like embarrassing right now. I totally want to just kill this recording. I'm so bad right now. I can't even put items into my backpack right now. Oh my god. This is the worst the worst play ever. Yeah, I'm like, I do not remember how to play the game right now. I may have just had like a seizure. Alright, can we get the other ancient scarab on me? Perfect. Bam. Alright, I'm doing slightly less moronic right now, which is fantastic. Anyway, before I forgot how to play entirely, I was talking about Patreon. So, like, I write some additional commentary on there. Again, I'm just repeating myself at this point, I think. I think it's interesting, though, and it kind of gives some additional insight. So, hey, anybody who cares could check it out. So, anyway, that's that. Also, on that note, too, I am always willing to take suggestions. So if somebody's like, yo, you should make a video of this place or this quest or something, I totally will. I mean, assuming I'm capable. You're like, yo, you should do the, Pits of Inferno solo. Sorry, I can't do that and stuff, but... anything that I'm capable of doing, I will attempt to do. Alright, so, that was like the first half of the spot. I have seen people split this spot. One person takes those 5 rooms, and one person takes these. I don't know how well that works. The respawn here is pretty quick, so I think you could probably do it. There we go. Exorbium in. That's what I was trying to do. I mean, I've definitely hunted here with, like, another person inside, which was kind of annoying. It was kind of annoying, but it's possible. Oh, I never noticed you can actually see where you fight Fleshcrawler over there. That's cool, I suppose. Also worth mentioning is, like, etiquette for this place is kind of, you're supposed to not kill the scarabs. Oh, God. I was dying. Ugh. It's possible that, using the Avenger is not the correct call here. Because all these things are just kind of, like, going right through my shielding. Like I said, I do not really enjoy Ancient Scarabs on a night. It's just such incredible damage you're taking non-stop. And then I'm constantly, like, super poisoned, too. Which is also not great. Ugh. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm already super poisoned. It doesn't matter if I walk through the poison field. Whatever. Screw it. Don't care. So yeah, this place is kind of... I just do not enjoy Ancient Scarabs on a knight. I do, however, really enjoy them using firewalls on a paladin. Although you kind of can't do that as well in, I think, PvP worlds. On PvP worlds, when you walk through your own fields, you take damage. At least I think, right? Am I right? Who knows? I'm super poisoned. So yeah, etiquette is kind of that you put the scarabs in red so that they're not in your way. Because they can kind of prevent you while you're like running, and like they can break a knight's shielding and stuff like that. But I usually kill them because I like my experience points anyway. Okay, those are two. Those both were summons. Kind of annoying. Also, good. Put them in black HP again. Yeah, I did actually enjoy hunting here on Sylvius. Running them with firewalls was an enjoyable process. And I think I went to one other Scarab cave, because this one was taken at one point on Sylvius, but... Although I did have an incredibly hard time the first time I was here, because I was using spears, and the spears are... You don't have the range. So I kept getting way too close to the scarabs, and then getting hit anyway. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, then once I swapped to, I think I was probably using composite hornbow still at that point. Composite hornbow and Ankh's arrows, I think they're called. Life was good. And it's basically at that point that I stopped using spears entirely. I did used to make my old enchanted spear, or I used to make my enchanted spears when it was that was still a thing. Well, it is still a thing, but whatever. I don't do it anymore. That's the important part. Alright, already killed one. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. Junk loot. Super poison. And this is the spot where Fleshcrawler is. He's right through there. The first time I did Fleshcrawler, I was very, very nervous. I was very afraid that when I came out, there was going to be like 6 ancient scarabs in this room, and I was just going to die. So before I went in, I threw down like walls all over the place, just in case that happened. Turned out to be semi-useful, because there was like 2 that respawned, not 6. But yeah, it still scared me a little bit. Alright, it's a Fleshcrawler. That was not the right spell. That was the spell I want to cast. Oh wow, he's hitting me kind of hard, actually. He is, quite hard, yeah. Amber Staff, Ancient Amulet, Scarab Pincers, 9 Platinum Coins, Scarab Amulet, Scarab Coin, 2 Small Amethysts, 2 Small Emeralds, a Strong Health Potion. Lame. Dude, I've killed this guy so many times and never got the, I think it's the Ornamental Brooch. Never gotten the Ornamental Brooch. And I didn't even get, like, any of the Terra stuff he could have dropped. What could it... Oh, God, I'm, like, dying. I'm in red HP. Let me pull up Fleshcrawler's info real quick. Fleshcrawler. He's one word. What else can he drop? Ornamental Brooch, Terra Mantle, Knight Armor, Spring Sprout Rod. It's whatever. I could have done better, but I did pretty good, I suppose. Alright, and we're basically on our way out at this point. So I'm gonna, once I get out of this cave is when I'll end my video. This was, I try to keep my videos, these videos, a little bit more, like, focused on actually what I'm doing and what I'm hunting. And I definitely, rambled a lot more than I mean to. But it's whatever, I suppose. I definitely rambled too much, though. I apologize. talking about a whole bunch of irrelevant things. Still, make a character on Olympa. Join my guild so I can get a guild hall. Do it. As long as, I think you just can't be a guild leader or a vice in another guild. I think that's how that works. I don't remember. Or care, actually. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not like I need a guild hall. And if it doesn't work at this early point, then I just won't get a guild hall, so it's not that big of a deal. On a side note, though, I definitely remember back in the day when, like, 30k was an absurd amount of money. And paying 30k for a guild hall was, like, something I couldn't even conceive of. I did in the past, though. I had a guild on a world called Silvera. And we had one of the, I think, like, the cheapest guild hall in Face. I think it's called, like, the Southern Face Clan Hall or something like that. Hey, look, somebody's in here. Let's see, who is he? Western Warrior. He's still hunting here? Nice. Is he the one that wrote that thing? Well, whatever. I don't care. He is the one that wrote that thing. Interesting. Sell spirit container. Cheapest on market. I don't even know what that is. Don't even know what that is. Alright, folks. I want to get out of here as fast as possible. That Fleshcrawler run was largely disappointing. I'm just going to run past things on my way out. Okay, this is a point where I suppose I would use haste if I had haste. Wrong button. I don't know why I set up my hotkeys differently on Dao from Sylvius. I do not understand. Dao has a whole lot more spells. I mean, Sylvius has got, what, like... Exura, Gran, Exura-san, Exura-gran-san, which are my hotkeys F1 through F4. He's got Uturo, and Xanapox, and then he's got Divine Caldera. You know, it doesn't matter. People, I'm done with this video. Everything about this video was terrible. I apologize. We're done here, though.